welcome back. My name is Kabira and this is Kabira Speaks. So, today I'm going to talk to you about something that's like kind of embarrassing, because it's a medical issue, but I know I'm not the only one who has it, and I spent years and years trying to figure it out, and now that I feel like I've been able to manage it, I want to be able to share it with other people, because I think it will be helpful. So, around like the 10th grade, I would say, I developed this condition, which I now know is called Hidradenitis Suppurativa, or people mostly just call it HS. So back then, before I had ever had sex or been intimate or done anything with anybody, I started getting these like bumps in my groin area. And back then I was like, oh my God, I must be the only virgin to have an STD, but it's not an STD. And at that time, I was too afraid to tell my mother or my doctor about it, because I thought that she would think that I was having sex, and I thought she'd be upset with me. So I didn't say anything, and I just kind of suffered through it, and it was horrible. Like, literally, like these big, that big? That's pretty big. Like, yay big size lumps and bumps, all in like my groin region that would swell up. They would be like really hard, and then after a few days they would burst, and then they would have to heal, and it was just like terrible. So that was way back then. I eventually did tell my doctor about it. I had been waiting for it to, like, usually my mom went to the doctor with me, and there was one time where I went by myself, and I was like, this is it, Kabira, that you need to say something. Now's your only chance. So I mentioned it to the doctor, and at the time, like back, this was a few years ago, but I don't think people really knew what HS was back then. And at the time, he told me to take bleach baths, like a little bit of bleach in my bathtub. So I did that, and it like sort of kind of somewhat helped, but not completely. It also like really dried out my skin. As a black woman, I already have to moisturize a lot to keep my skin like looking nice, and the bleach did not help. So I would do that every once in a while, and like I said, it was halfway a solution, but like not fully. HS is some sort of type of like folliculitis, basically. There's a lot of misinformation about it. I only found out that like what the name is because of my own online research. I've never had a doctor tell me, oh, this is what it is and this is what you need to do, because people are still like figuring out what it is, and that's unfortunate, but I think probably within the next few years you'll hear more about it, and we'll have more solutions. But it's been a lot of trial and error for me. When I was in high school and I was like, going through puberty and still growing and stuff, like that's when I said it was really big. That doesn't happen anymore. It kind of calmed down. We call it they're called flares when it does happen. So I don't have them to that degree anymore just by growing up and getting older. But I do still have it. There's not a cure for it. And I've tried a lot of different things. The last time I had any dealings with bleach was last year, like the beginning of COVID, and I was gonna put myself a little bleach bath, and a little drop like plinked up into my eye, and it was awful, like excruciating pain immediately, and I had to drive myself to the hospital. Like, it was really not good. And I feel like I had tried a lot of different things, but then I found this community on Reddit, the HS basically like support group, and so people there, they share their experiences with the condition. Based off the photos like that are on Reddit, I have it pretty good. Like, it can get bad. You can have it not only in your groin area, like that's really the only place that it happens to me, but you can get it in your armpits, these like lumps and bumps. You can get it under your breasts, and I think those are pretty much the main places, like under here, armpits, and then like the groin area, and your butt sometimes too. So mine is fairly mild compared to what I've seen online from other people sharing. but it's still a pain in the butt. It's still really uncomfortable. And like my flares don't get that big anymore like they did when I was younger, but it's still uncomfortable. It's still embarrassing, like if you want to, you know, be intimate with someone. So I have been looking for solutions for a long time, and I finally feel like I've figured it out. So different things are going to work for different people. There's a list of foods that you can eat or not eat to reduce your flares. Some of the foods on the list are like my favorite foods though, like eggplant and tomato. I'm supposed to avoid, but like I freaking love eggplant and I love tomato. So I haven't really dabbled into the diet changes, but I have found things that are working for me. So turmeric, I don't know how to say it. I take 1 or 2 of those a day, and that's been really helpful. I have not had any issues in months, like months now, so that's such a relief. Because I feel like I was just trying my best and nothing was happening. So that's been really helpful, the turmeric. And then I also started using this soap, which is CLN. I got it on Amazon. It's kind of expensive. It was like $30, which is a lot for body wash, but I've had it for over a month now. Like I only use a little bit, so you know, it's worth it. Plus it has helped tremendously. I haven't had any flares at all. So it says gentle non-drying body wash. I only use it down there. I'm not going to use it all over my body because I don't have like those skin issues everywhere. I just have like the folliculitis, like in the groin area. It says dermatologist and clinically tested. So I'll show you what it looks. Oh, bubble. Show you what it looks like. It's just, this is how much I use. Like literally just like a tiny bit. It has no scent. It does like kind of foam and bubble in the bath. And yeah, if I do start developing problems like in other areas, then I might have to get more of it, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully I can continue keeping this like manageable. Other things that people use, since I've seen like on Reddit, people use, what is it called? Hibiclens. I think that's like another type of like antibacterial type of soap. So you could try that if you have this condition. I just feel like so bad for people who are suffering with this, and I've tried to get help and have not been able to find answers. Like it's really misunderstood. People think that, doctors think that if you have this, that like you're automatically like, you need to lose weight or you're not cleaning, and that's not really the case. Like chances are like, being overweight might make it worse, but that's not the only thing that might be causing the issue. I think it's just genetic. I think it's just a card I've been dealt. I mean, I have an autoimmune disorder, so that makes me like more prone to conditions like this. That's not helpful. But yeah, it's no one's fault. It's just something that happened, and it's feels a little bit gross sometimes, but it is what it is, and I'm trying to do my best to keep it managed. And so I cannot recommend this enough, the CLN soap. It is worth the money. It's been really helpful for me. I do have sensitive skin, so like it is really gentle. I trust it. I trust the turmeric, and so far so good. So bodies are wonky. They kind of go off the rails sometimes, and I don't know, I just feel like the older I get, the more I'm falling apart, but it's okay. I'm hanging in there. And yeah, the Reddit community has been really helpful. And if you have this, maybe you don't know you have it, but if you have this, I hope this video is helpful for you. And if you have any questions for me, or like you need some advice, I'm not a doctor, but I've had it for years, so I'll do what I can to help you out. So thanks for watching.